Hello, everyone. The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip. Joe, what is your number 2?
So my number 2 is Bertino's The Dark and the Wicked.
Okay, take it away.
I'm not going to build too much on what you said before, except to say that, I haven't seen a lot of Bertino's other films. I've really seen The Strangers, and I haven't seen the other two. So I went into this not quite knowing what to expect, but I had heard from a couple of people about just how dark and grim it was. Mm-hmm. And it's right there in the title, folks. It delivers on what's trying to sell you. But I will say this was really evocative. And I think this is probably the film that scared me the most this year. Like, I watched this with the sound up and the lights down, and I got goosebumps and I got hair standing on end. There's a couple of standout sequences here where you're just like, oh, fuck. Like, It is heavy and it is really good. And yeah, it's simple in the way that it's just two people go home to take care of their dying father and shit happens. And I can appreciate why people might say, oh, it's boring. There's not a lot that happens. I'm just not that invested. I feel like if you can just get on board with what this film is doing and invest in this world, like, it's rough. Like, it's a really, really fucking rough film.
It is. It's funny you mentioned the sound design too, because as I was watching it in my apartment with my TV with no surround sound system, I was watching, I was like, fuck, this would sound so good in a theater. Like, I would kill to see this in a theater, because I did like it. Again, it was my number 5. It is scary, but man, I wish I had that sound system, because while the visuals are great and there's plenty of creepy visuals in it, that sound brings that movie home for me. It's
so good. We know from our talk about The Strangers earlier this year, Bertino knows how to use his sound design, and I feel like it's almost even better here than it was in The Strangers.
Yes, I would agree with that. Again, it's 12 years later. I hope he's learned since then. But I will take this moment to suggest, Joe, that you go seek out The Monster and watch that.
Right, yes. I've got it on the list.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Hello, I'm Shelby Scott, the host of Scare You to Sleep, a podcast where I tell you spooky bedtime stories full of creepy sound effects and music that is soothing yet unsettling to help immerse you into a world of horror. This is a show for those of us who have realized horror can be a strange but relaxing escape from reality. Speaking of escapes, sometimes I lead you through guided nightmares, like a guided meditation, but instead of flowery meadows, I take you on a journey through your own personal nightmare. So come get lost in the terror with me. Listen to Scare You to Sleep wherever you listen to podcasts, or find us online at bloody.fm. Sweet screams.